Welcome back to DC's Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Adventure Comics number 325, published in June 1965, with story by Leo Dorfman and art by Jim Mooney. Ha ha! Look at that love-starved wallflower, Miss Sparrow, standing there alone. Nobody wants to dance with her. Oh, I'm the only girl in the room without a partner. How humiliating. Poor Miss Sparrow. She's the most unpopular teacher at Stanhope. She'll always be an old maid unless I find a way to help her. As the world's most popular girl, Supergirl is admired everywhere for her beauty, charm, and her personality. Yes, girls in every land envy the Maid of Steel, but no one envies dull, drab, shy Elizabeth Sparrow. People avoid her like the plague, and her old-fashioned ways make her the butt of cruel jests. Alas, not even Supergirl's awesome powers can help the ugly duckling teacher of Stanhope College. One day at Stanhope College, where Supergirl is a student in her secret identity of Linda Lee Danvers, Miss Blaine is the best chemistry teacher in Stanhope, and the prettiest too, but no one knows why she's quitting. Later in Linda's chemistry class, you've all wondered about my reason for resigning. Here he is, my fiancé, Vic Haven. We're to be married next week, and you can't be married and have a job if you're a woman. Isn't he handsome? He's better looking than those Hollywood stars, Rock Rivers and Tab Hudson. As the news spreads to the campus, here's a telegram of congratulations from the dean and another one from Mark Hillary, who's on leave from the psychology department. But before I leave, I want to introduce the instructor who's taking my place. I hope our new teacher will be as gorgeous as the one we're losing. But as the door opens, oh no, I thought we'd get a dreamboat like Miss Blaine. This new teacher looks like Dracula. It's those campus bigwheels, Ken Reed and his girlfriend, Ronnie Barr. They should be ashamed of themselves. This is your new instructor, Miss Elizabeth Sparrow. She's also the author of a book, How to Be Successful in College. Miss Sparrow, that means she's an old maid. and with her gruesome looks, it's no wonder. That Ken is impossible to tell off. After class, looks aren't everything, Ken. Miss Sparrow may be a fine teacher in spite of her old-fashioned dress. Bah! She should be ashamed of her appearance. If she does nothing about it, she deserves to be laughed at. Okay. The campaign of ridicule continues next day in the laboratory class. Special delivery for Miss Sparrow. But I'm not expecting any package. I wonder what it can be. But as the parcel is opened, oh no, those tears welling up in her eyes. I wonder what was in that package that made her cry. I'll check with my X-ray vision. No wonder she's crying. They're taunting her. Her plain looks, how cruel. Elizabeth I was an old maid too, but she was nowhere as ugly as you. If anyone sees her tears, they might suspect what's in the package. To spare her embarrassment, I'll use my super breath on those chemicals to create an eye-stinging chemical fog. Everyone will think I performed an experiment that went wrong. As the fumes billow through the lab, Linda's X-ray vision observes. Those harmless fumes are acting like a tear gas. Everyone is crying. No one will notice Miss Sparrow's tears. Now, I think that's excessive. Let's get out of here. Though foiled, the two tormentors have other plans. Bah! That freak accident spoiled our gag. Well, she did cry. Relax, Ronnie. I've got another one in the works. You forgot that I'm to lead my band at the dance tonight, and Miss Sparrow is scheduled to be one of the chaperones. So we'll. Ken, you're a genius. Dance, featuring Ken Reed and combo special attraction Supergirl. That night, as Linda attends the dance, it's Miss Sparrow, sitting on the sidelines like a wallflower. Oh, she looks so lonely, but with her old-fashioned clothes and hairdo, no wonder no one asks her on the floor. Just then, and for our traditional chaperone dance, folks, each chaperone will stand up as his or her name is called to give the students the chance to dance with their favorite teachers. I never heard of that tradition. How wonderful. Miss Sparrow's bound to get a partner. No, but she dresses old. One by one, the chaperones' names are called. Miss Barker. May I have the pleasure to dance with you, Miss Barker? Dear me, it's my turn next. Poor Miss Sparrow. She seems thrilled at the thought that someone will ask her to dance. But as the next name is announced, and now, Miss Sparrow, please rise. Psst. Remember, boys, no one is to ask that drip for a dance. We get the message, Ronnie. The kids of the 60s were cruel. Then, for long, humiliating moments, hundreds of students standing around, but not one wants to dance with me. It's some kind of frame-up planned by Ken, Ronnie, and their cronies. They're tormenting poor Miss Sparrow. I must do something. That handsome young fellow seems unoccupied. I'll warm up his metal folding chair with my heat vision. That should get a rise out of him. Ugh. The stinging but harmless hot seat propels the student onto the dance floor, and you wish to dance with me? I'd be delighted. Thank heavens. I was so afraid of being humiliated. Uh-oh, something went haywire. What do we do now? Don't panic, Ronnie. We'll get her. I've got a dilly coming up next. That old maid probably can't dance anything but the waltz, so I'll fix her by playing the frug. Terrific. I just can't wait to see that look on her face. Jeez. An instant later, dear me, I'm afraid I'm not acquainted with this kind of music. I can't do this dance. Oh, poor Miss Sparrow. They've got her tied up in knots, trying to dance the frug. That skunk Ken is giving her the treatment. Ducking into a nearby broom closet, Linda does a lightning switch. Since I'm supposed to do a super stunt at this dance, I guess this is the time for my curtain call. Split seconds afterward, Supergirl, we've been waiting for you. Stop the music, boys. Just leave your instruments on the platform. I'm taking over. And as an astonished audience watches, great! What a terrific combo. Supergirl is moving from one instrument to the next at such super speed it's hard to realize there's only one person on the bandstand. I'm playing a slow waltz, especially for Miss Sparrow. But as the dance proceeds, I haven't had such fun in years, but my partner seems to be waving something behind his back. I wonder what it is. Miss Sparrow doesn't realize her partner is waving a $5 bill. At that moment, may I cut in? The pleasure is all yours, pal. Another person wants to dance with me. How thrilling. But after the dance ends, she overhears. For Pete's sakes, Jerry, why'd you get up and ask that old maid for a dance? I couldn't help it. Something made my chair boiling hot. I just had to stand up. Thanks for helping me out of her clutches. I couldn't resist the temptation of that $5 you were waving behind your back. For that kind of money, I'd dance with Dracula. Oh, so that's why they were so anxious to dance with me. I mean, did Dracula dress like a old-fashioned woman? But Supergirl's super hearing was tuned in on the conversation. Those students must have hearts of stone, or worse. She's so lonely, and everyone making her feel like an outcast. What she needs is someone to show her a little warmth and friendship. I think I know what to do. Next day after class, Miss Sparrow, I think my chemistry marks are slipping. I wonder if you could give me special tutoring in the evening. I'd be glad to, Linda. Heaven knows I haven't much to do after school hours. That evening when Linda arrives at Miss Sparrow's lodging, oh, Linda, do come in. I was just reading my own college album. Oh, please, may I look at it, Miss Sparrow? It may give me a clue to her shy and retiring character. As the spinster relives the past, that was Ricky Boyle, the football captain. I worshipped him. Oh, he's married now. And this is Gil Mason, another boy I adored. All those handsome men. Why didn't you marry one of them, Miss Sparrow? Or set your expectations lower. They were all schoolgirl crushes. Those boys didn't know I was alive. I always was an ugly duckling. You know, it's been years since anyone dated me. Don't despair. I know how to get you a date by this weekend, too. Next Saturday is Molly Sawyer Day, named after a spinster who left her fortune to Stanhope College. Each girl prepares a picnic lunch, then hurries to the campus to pick a boy she likes for a partner. By custom, he must share her lunch. I see. It's kind of a one-day leap year. Well, I'll try. But on this morning of the big day, look, it's Miss Sparrow from the picnic basket she's carrying. I'd say that love-starved old maid is planning to attend the Molly Sawyer picnic. She's probably planning to finish some lab experiments first. That gives me an idea, a cruel, cruel idea. Soon afterward, at a nearby hobo hangout. I see. And for this $10, you want me to show up on your college campus, eh? What else do I have to do? Some man-crazy old maid will ask you to take her to a picnic, but you turn her down. It's all a practical joke we're playing, so we'll see what happens with Miss Sparrow.